Coming up on hashtag that.
The girls take on a blindfolded makeup challenge.
And Ethan McCabe is here to tell you the top 5 things you didn't know about Star Wars.
All that and more from Hamden to Hollywood. We are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
From Hamden to Hollywood, we are your source for entertainment news.
Welcome to the very last hashtag of the semester. I'm Kerry Golden.
And I'm Brooke Reilly. I'm thrilled to be closing out the semester and especially closing out Kerry's last ever semester here tonight.
Thanks, Brooke. But before we start getting emotional, we have a lot to talk about, so let's get to it. The Queen of Motown, Diana Ross, is celebrating her 75th birthday with a string of tours around the U.S., and she's stopping right here in Connecticut. The longtime Greenwich resident is performing at the Grand Theater at Foxwoods Resort Casino on June 21st, 2020. That might seem like a long time, but tickets are already going fast, so it's time to save that money and go see a true queen. Bridgeport's annual Barnum Festival is returning to honor its 70-year tradition. The festival honors famous performer P.T. Barnum with an outdoor production of the musical that celebrates his life. This year, Javier Colon, a Stratford native and winner of a season of NBC's The Voice, will be in the lead role.
Now, doing your makeup with friends can be fun, especially if the friend doing your makeup can't actually see you.
Samantha McCleary and Alyssa Murphy took on a blindfolded makeup challenge, and the results were just about as good as you'd expect.
Let's check it out.
Hi guys, I'm Sam. I'm Alyssa. And we're doing the blindfolded makeup challenge where she's gonna wear a blindfold and attempt to do my makeup, and I'm really scared for what it's gonna look like, so let's just get this over with now. Right. Okay. Okay. There you go.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start with foundation.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I already hate it. Oh. Show the audience. Oh. This is not the eyeshadow. This is the concealer.
Do it in one like swoop, but I feel as if I didn't.
Nope, it didn't.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
I'm so scared. I don't know what this looks like right now, but I'm gonna assume
Put on
it's
mascara. Did I?
That's no. That's not my eyebrow. That is just my whole eyelid. Okay.
Celebrities.
Oh yeah. I like it. Pop it. Oh. I like pop that.
Okay.
I like
And
pop
the
it.
final step is lip.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna try. Go like. The look. Can I take this off now? What does it look like?
I'm scared. Wanna
Well.
go grab me a mirror?
Here. Yeah, I'll go get you a mirror. You look.
So fun and fresh. Oh my god! Okay, wow. Okay, so.
Alright, you know, I tried. This is the best that I could come up with. But you know what? Maybe next time we'll let Alyssa get a little revenge. Maybe she can try it out on me.
I think that might be the move.
But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And that's all we got for you. So back to you guys in the chairs.
A hot spot for many Quinnipiac students, Toad's Place had a big artist in town yesterday and more to come. Just yesterday, on November 17th, Detroit rapper Danny Brown stopped by for a performance. Tickets were just $25. Plus, on December 28th, rapper Quando Rondo is performing there. And who knows, maybe Little Baby will make an appearance too. Tickets are $35. And while this is our last show of the semester, it's not the very last time you'll be hearing from us. In just 2 weeks, the Monday after Thanksgiving break, #that presents Holiday Hottie. Holiday Hottie is our annual holiday-themed male beauty pageant where you can see your favorite boys from student media compete for the title. The live show is December 2nd at 9:30, and we hope to see you there.
After the break, Nina Kelly plays a little movie game.
Plus, Matt Halpin comes through to tell us what's going on in this week's Weird News segment. Stick around.
Oh, hey there. Just a typical Q30 news ad, right?
Or an action-packed sports pause ad.
But it's a Quinnipiac Tonight ad.
From Hamden to Hollywood, we're your...
Nope. Quinnipiac Tonight ad.
Today, President Olean announced
It's a Quinnipiac Tonight ad. The Bobcat tennis team has just scored their first touchdown of the season. Quinnipiac Tonight ad.
Live sketch comedy, improv, hysterical pre-tapes, and more at Quinnipiac Tonight, Thursdays, 9:30 in the Piazza.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Give your town a reason to celebrate, because every Goodwill item you bring home brings job training and more to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Nina Kelly went to the movie theater to play a little game. Let's see how it went.
Hey hashtag, I'm Nina. I'm Nia. Today we are going to be picking some movies out of this bucket and then deciding what do we think they're about just based on the title. And then we're going to compare it later on and figure out how off we really were. The Strangers. Okay, I think I might have heard of this movie, but I'm not sure. Do they go around killing people? I think that's what it is. Isn't it about these people who
Go to an abandoned trailer park or something.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Mega shark versus giant octopus. God, this reminds me of
Sharknado. Yeah.
something that MTV would do.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a cheap movie. No offense, but B movie, a B movie. I feel like there's definitely some. I feel like the movie was made just for a shark octopus battle.
Yeah.
Help! I'm a fish. All right, I just guessing here. Wild guess. I think that someone turns into a fish. Just a wild guess.
It's the opposite of Little Mermaid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The opposite of Little Mermaid.
Intermission. Probably set in a movie theater or a movie set.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Intermission. Or maybe it's really out there. Maybe it's a rom-com and it's just the intermission of their relationship.
We're on a break!
Yeah, it's just the intermission.
Last one. Turbo.
I know that's about a snail that races, but
it doesn't even work.
I feel I don't know. I don't even know the actual plot of the movie, but I have a feeling it's probably something
he straps some jets to a stick.
I don't know. Or he doesn't fit in because he's a fast snail. I don't know. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Back to you at the chairs.
You know, Kerry, there's a lot of weird stuff going on today.
Yeah, there is, Brooke, and who better to talk about it than Q30's Matt Halpin?
How's it hanging, guys? I'm Matt Halpin with the weirdest of this week's news. Let's start with a puppy in Missouri that was born with an extra tail. You're probably picturing this little guy looking like Sonic the Hedgehog's sidekick Tails, who has two tails right next to each other. But this pooch, appropriately named Narwhal, has an extra tail growing right in between his adorable little eyes. Though the tail doesn't wag when Narwhal gets excited, it flops around when he plays, and according to the shelter that took him in, the Dachshund Terrier's extra limb doesn't slow him down at all. If you ask me, it's just more of him to love. Stay cute, buddy. Obituaries are usually not subject to weird news, but imagine opening your morning paper and finding an obituary written about you, even though you're clearly alive and well. This happened across the pond in Northeast England, where a publication known as the Northern Echo published an obituary for Charlie Donaghy, who had, oddly enough, not passed away. Despite claims that the Echo had checked with 3 sources confirming Donaghy's death, his son Ian said in a Facebook post, "To everyone offering condolences for my father Charlie, he's not died." Talk about a near-death experience. Finally, stories that combine pets and plane rides usually don't end well. This was the case for Mikhail Galin, a Russian man who wanted to take his pet Victor on a cross-country flight with him. Only catch, Victor was too heavy. Instead of leaving his companion behind, Galin swapped Victor for a dummy cat that met the airline's weight limit, and at the last second in the terminal, swapped the cats again. And Galin actually pulled it off until he posted a pic of him and Victor mid-flight on Facebook. The airline has since revoked Galin's 300,000 frequent flyer miles. I hope it was worth it, dude. That's gonna do it for me, guys. I'm Matt Halpin. This has been the weirdest of this week's news.
Thanks, Matt. Always good to hear from you. And with a new Star Wars movie coming out soon, there's a lot to talk about.
Like 5 things you didn't know about the past movies.
Ethan McCabe is here with the scoop.
Hey Bobcats, Ethan McCabe here. It's almost December, and you know what that means? No, not Christmas, Star Wars. It's about that time for Star Wars again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be talking about a lot of facts that you guys and I don't know about Star Wars. Yoda was almost played by a monkey. A monkey. A monkey. Cool. Everyone loves Han Solo. I love Han Solo. You love Han Solo. Everyone loves Han Solo. What you didn't know was Harrison Ford almost didn't play Han Solo. The people that almost played him was Christopher Walker, Al Pacino, yeah, all those guys. But as we know, Harrison Ford got it, and couldn't be more happy. He did an amazing job. Boba Fett's great, but what you should know about him was his face is visible in the movies. Wow. Yeah. So for all you fans out there, go out and check Boba Fett in the original movies because his face is visible. In the movie, the Ewoks are not everyone's cup of tea. But did you know they were never called Ewoks? They actually had no name. They were never called Ewoks in the movies. Yoda has no species. No one knows what species he is. He doesn't have a species. He can be this, he can be that. It's up to determination, it's up to debate. Thank you guys, that's all from me. Back to you.
After the break, Sean Raggio joins us on the show to talk about all things gossip in Hollywood.
Plus, we have a People's Choice Awards fashion recap. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Whether you're on the quad in your room or off campus, tune in to Q30 News for stories from student journalists you can trust.
We're covering the latest here on campus and in the surrounding communities.
Get the news you need to know every Wednesday night.
Welcome back. Word on the street is there is a lot to talk about in Hollywood Nation this week.
That's right, Kerry. Sean Raggio is here with us with this week's Hollywood News Update. Sean?
What's going on, guys? So this past weekend, the cast of Fuller House said their final goodbyes upon filming the reboot's 5th and final season. Netflix announced the show's final season in January. The show, a reboot of the 80s-90s sitcom Full House, was centered around Danny Tanner's oldest daughter, DJ. DJ was now a 30-something-year-old widow bringing up 3 kids with the help of her sister Stephanie and childhood best friend Kimmy Gibbler. Bob Saget, who played Danny Tanner, took to Instagram for a farewell, saying, quote, "Here's to 5 wonderful years full of love and laughter and more love," end quote. So, did you guys watch the reboot, and did you prefer the original or the reboot?
So I did watch the reboot, not all of it, just some of it. Honestly, the original is like the best stuff that they could do. It's classic, that's what we grew up on. What do you think, Kerry?
I also watched the reboot. I loved it personally. I think it's really modern and with the times because now Candace Cameron, who plays DJ, she's all grown up. Her husband obviously is widowed, but she is this strong woman taking care of 3 kids. She owns her own vet clinic. I mean, like, welcome to 2019. Like, that is, I think, so great that they did that. Like, she is doing it all with her sisters, and it's just such a great show. And there's really nothing like Full House. It's very sad to see it leave again. I mean, it was hard enough to watch the final episode of the original sitcom, and so now to see it leave again after this big reboot is really sad to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. And, you know, Taylor Swift is back in the headlines as this past weekend she was claiming that her old record label, Big Machine, was blocking her from performing her biggest hits in public. Now, this just in from E! News. Taylor Swift will be allowed to perform her hits at the upcoming the AMAs. But to add some context, the label is using an obscure provision that is in most record contracts that prevents artists from re-recording their music and then selling it without sharing proceeds to the initial label. However, labels don't usually use them to block artists from performing in public. Coincidentally, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer John Fogerty has found himself in a similar situation back in 1988 after his former label claimed one of his songs was the same as a song he recorded with Creedence Clearwater Revival. In order to clear his name, he eventually brought his guitar to court to play the songs to show the differences. Of Swift's situation, he said, quote, "My heart goes out to Taylor. I wish that there was something I could do to fix it." I see both sides of this, but I want to hear you guys' opinion. Do you think that the record label had a right to stop Taylor from performing her music?
So I'll go first. I think this is a very tricky situation in my eyes. I think that, the record company can't stop Taylor from taking her guitar and going out and playing music live. But in terms of the rights to her songs, I get that she is the artist and she recorded it, but the label still owns her and they still technically own the rights to that music. So I think especially, with music and with streaming, it becomes a very tricky situation as companies do own some sort of what you do as an artist. So I think she's got her hands pretty tied.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a tight situation. I'm biased though, because I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Team Taylor.
Surprise.
So I will always take Taylor Swift's side no matter what the situation is. I definitely it's a little bit tricky here and all, but I think that what Taylor wants is what's best. And clearly E! News said this is true now, so it's all good to go.
And as a musician myself, I have to say I am Team Taylor on this one. And we're going to jump genres here for a second. Kanye West is back in the news. He made a bold claim this past weekend while speaking at a Sunday service in Houston. West was giving a spiritual speech when he said, quote, "Now, the greatest artist that God has ever created is now working for him," end quote. This coming off his embracing of his religion and dropping of the album Jesus is King, which debuted at #1 before dropping 1 spot this past week. This isn't the first bold claim West has made. Do you guys agree with his claim?
So I agree. I think that Kanye makes a lot of big claims. Like I said before, he made a big claim about Taylor Swift several years back. So I'm not Kanye's biggest fan overall. I don't know. I'm just kind of shocked. Well, not shocked. I shouldn't say I'm not shocked about his tweet, just because it's normal with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with my co-host Brooke. I do think Kanye is a good artist. He has 140 million records sold. I do have my notes
Got
here.
those statistics.
And 21 Grammys, because I want to get this right. However, there are other artists other than Kanye West. I mean, you have Eminem. He has 170 million records. 15 Grammys, and 9 #1 albums on the Billboard 200. You also have Jay-Z, who has 22 Grammys. He's the first rapper in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Most #1 albums by a solo artist on the Billboard 200. So I think for Kanye to say he's the greatest artist ever, like that God has ever created, it's a little bit of a far stretch when you take Jay-Z and Eminem and you know all these other rappers that come into play. So I think it's a bit of a stretch.
You know, you can't make that claim, especially, and you just proved it, when you're not even the best artist in your own genre.
Right.
Let alone, we're not even discussing other forms of music, rock, metal, jazz, classical music, etc. So, I mean, that's just a no for me, Kanye.
Just to add something in, remember when Kanye said he was going to run for president? Not good.
Yeah.
Not my vote.
Well, thanks, Sean. It's a pleasure, as always, to have you up here.
Thanks, guys.
When we come back, Nia has a People's Choice Awards fashion recap. Don't go anywhere.
Let's get it going. Sports Plus starts right now. Sports Plus. Sports Plus. Sports Plus. Sports Plus. Sports Plus. Sports Plus.
Sports pause. Sports pause.
Sports Plus. Cam Young drives in. Bucket.
3 minutes in, Rashawn Daly's shot hits the post. However, Eamon Whalen is there to...
Through the center, Fortunato scores past Adam Huska.
Ties the game up at 8 with a ripper past Jake McGregor.
He will keep it in his zone.
Top 5 plays of the week.
That's the top 5 plays.
This has been Sports Pod.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Thanks for sticking with us. Last week was the People's Choice Awards. Brooke, did you happen to get to watch the
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. I had a lot going on with school and Q30, as always. Kerry, what about you?
Sadly, I didn't either, but it's a good thing that Nia's here to give us a look at the red carpet.
Hi, I'm Nia Brostafaro, and today I'm going to be recapping the People's Choice Awards red carpet. The People's Choice Awards was held at Santa Monica, California, Sunday, November 10th. Brittany Snow was seen wearing a white and black sparkling Temperley London sleeveless dress. And Gwen Stefani, who was receiving the Fashion Icon Award, was in a white mini Vera Wang dress with an accenting train with Fashion Icon embroidered along the side, and a black bow to complete the look. T-Pain was in a black and silver metallic trim Kaiser Clark jacket. Pink, who was also attending, was in, ironically, a pink ruffle neckline Armani blouse with black Armani pantsuit. Karamo Brown was in a complete Brooks Brothers outfit, including top and pants, with a J. Gerard Couture harness and Ovation riding boots. Hannah Brown was in a crimson red cutout dress, and compared to her CMA dress, which weighed 50 pounds and made her sit down on the red carpet, it was obviously a better option. Alicia Cara was in a strapless light wash denim top and the black velvet flowing pants. Both were Armani. Some mutual celebrities also attended, including Colleen Ballinger and Tana Mojo. Popular TV show celebrities, including Cole Sprouse and Zendaya, also attended. Storm Reid was in a symmetric V-neck ruffle Iris Van Perrin mini dress. My two personal favorite outfits from the evening were worn by Catherine McNamara and Darcy Carden. Catherine wore an off-the-shoulder black Azara couture dress with a side slit along the side. Darcy Carden was in a black keyhole Tanya Taylor dress. Personally, I do like the black outfits more because they're very classy in my opinion, and that is my favorite color, but I'm a little biased. But everyone else's outfits were excellent for the evening and perfectly chosen by their stylists. That completes for the evening. Back to you in the chairs.
So we mentioned it earlier, but this is my last semester at Quinnipiac.
And I'm quickly approaching mine as well. This semester is really flown by, Kerry. What do you think?
Yeah, and it's only fitting that for the last episode this year that we recount our top 3 moments. So I will go first, okay, Brooke?
Yeah,
That good
let's
with
see
you?
it.
Okay, so my number 3, is actually with President of Q30, Brendan Brooks. So back in October, on October 26th, Brendan and I had the opportunity to sit in the studio audience for Saturday Night Live, hosted and musical guest, Chance the Rapper. That was such a cool experience for me. I don't want to reveal my number 1 yet, but to go to NBC at 30 Rock and watch a show that I've been watching my whole life and have laughed along with my whole life was such an amazing opportunity, and I can't thank Brendan enough for taking me to do that. So thank you, Brendan. You're the best. I wish I could do it 20 times over. It was so much fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun, Kerry. I'm sure it really meant something special to you.
Yeah.
My number 3 was also with Brendan, which is kind of funny.
Ironic?
Yeah, it was with Brendan, our production manager, Rico, and our entertainment director, Maggie, actually. And we went to the Big E back in September. It was so much fun, actually. I went there 2 years ago, but that was the only time I'd gone before. We went on the Ferris wheel. That was Rico's first time ever on the Ferris wheel. We got like a ton of food, which was like way too much. I spent a lot of money. We went on some rides. It was just honestly like a good night overall. We spent probably a good 8 hours there or so, I would say. And it's just like one of those things. It's something different to do, and it gets you off campus for a little while. It's up in Springfield, Mass, so we had a really nice time.
Yeah, gets you off campus for a little while. So my number 2 actually was this past Friday. I had my very last semi-formal with my sorority, Chi Omega, and I took my best friend as my date, and we just had a really good time. I love being able to spend time with some of my closest friends and people that I, join my sorority with, and, a good night of good food, good dancing, good fun, good friends, all those. Check them all off. So it was a really, really great night, and one that I know I'll always remember.
Very nice, Kerry. I'm sure that was a lot of fun. I know my semi was a lot of fun this year, too. My number 2 also has to do with friends as well. And it's kind of crazy because thinking about the fact that we're going to be alumni soon, well, you're going to be alumni really fast. Yeah. But my number 2 was actually alumni weekend. A lot of my friends graduated last year, a lot of which are Q30 alumni, which was a lot of fun. So they all came back for a weekend, and we spent some time together, caught up on everything. They all have real jobs now, so it was really cool to kind of get their advice on what we can do when we graduate, which was a lot of fun. We went to brunch together, we walked around campus, did kind of all the same things that we used to do when they went to Quinnipiac.
Like Anchi is like the viewers could see in the photo.
Oh yeah, of course.
The classic places. Well, my number 1 was definitely the highlight of my entire year. Back in September, I actually got a phone call that I will be accepting a job with NBC Universal. I got into the Associates program, which is a 2-year rotational program. It's something that I've really wanted. There's me waving my llama balloons around. So excited. I did 6 interviews for this job, so to get that phone call was a huge relief for me, and I'm just so beyond excited to start this next part of my life, and very, very quickly I'll be doing that. So
that's awesome, Kerry. Congratulations to you. Of course, I know I said it back in September, but
Thank you.
Of course, once again, and I'm really excited to see where you go with all of it.
Yeah, Steve Burke, CEO, watch out.
Well, my number 1 was actually this past summer, but it went into the semester. I had the opportunity to be an orientation leader. It was so much fun, honestly. It's really cool now that I have 53 first-year students running around this campus, and I kind of got to shape them into their first experience with Quinnipiac, which is really cool. It's very rewarding for us as OLs, too, and just to be able to make that impact on all these students. And not only for that, but I also got to make new connections. You see all the seniors up there. That was a lot of fun, honestly, and not just seniors, my partner, and just it was an overall a really good experience, and I definitely grew not only as a leader from this, but also as a person.
That's so awesome, Brooke, and I know that you'll go far as well.
Thank you, appreciate that. Well, that is our show. Make sure you follow us at Q30 Entertainment on Facebook and at Q30 Entertain on Twitter.
And follow our station at Q30 TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for updates about hashtag and all of our shows.
And don't forget to join us in 2 weeks for our 4th annual Holiday Hottie right here in the Piazza at 9:30 p.m.
It's been such a pleasure to have been part of a show like this for 3.5 years. I'm so lucky to have been able to host alongside so many great people, including Brooke Reilly. So thank you to everyone on this show that I've gotten to work with over the years. For everyone here at Q30, my co-host Brooke Reilly, I'm Kerry Golden. Good night.